My name is Allie Littrell. I'm 24 and I'm a state coordinator for the National Association of the State Boards of Accountancy. I had leukemia, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and I was diagnosed November 12th, 2002. When I first started getting sick was in the summer. I started fatigue, headaches. Then during the school year I'd have a fever one day and migraines, and I'd be tired all the time. We thought that I was just overdoing it because that summer I was playing in golf tournaments 4 days a week, walking 18 holes a day. What we didn't know was that everything was a symptom. My iron was dropping, but nobody knew what to look for because I lived in a small town. And they just thought it was the West Nile virus. They thought it was mono. I tested negative for both of those. I mean, they didn't know what to think. I was driving to work from Decatur and blacked out and totaled my vehicle. When they put me in the hospital for a type and hold and run tests to find out why, that's when they found that my cells, that my blood was abnormal, and that and they tested me among other things. I ran other tests, and one of the tests was a bone marrow aspiration to check for leukemia. Honestly, they came in and they said, I have good news and bad news, and I was like, okay. And they're like, good news is you don't have to have a colonoscopy. And I was like, okay. Bad news is you have leukemia and there's an ambulance on its way to pick you up, take you to St. Jude in Memphis. And I looked at him and I was like, so I can eat now? So I was starving. And everybody else is boohooing in the corner. I'm just like, I want food, please. I don't think I shed a tear until St. Jude came back and said, you tested positive for leukemia. It's pre-B cell, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, ALL. They said, and I looked at them, I said, is it going to kill me? They said, not unless we start chemo now. And I said, okay. And, my dad said I had one tear roll down my face. And I turned and said, well, let's just get it started. The first time I was in the hospital for the first 2 months because when they put my port in, they nicked my lung. There was a 1 in 10 chance they were going to nick my lung, and they nicked my lung. Then the chest tube machine failed at one point, and my lung collapsed again. Then when they finally got me off that, I got an infection called Bacillus cereus, and if not caught within 3 hours, you die. But then they put you on steroids, so while you're throwing up, you're also wanting to eat the walls or at least everything in sight, and you're having cravings, and basically you're pregnant. And I had a list, and I would sit up until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning with the nurses talking about food and what I wanted and different things I wanted. When you eat, sometimes and sometimes you don't, and you learn what tastes good coming back up and what doesn't. I ended up getting put in the hospital for dehydration, and ended up with blood clots in my liver and my lungs collapsing and filling up with fluid and collapsing, and then putting me in ICU in a pharmaceutical coma with liver failure for about a month. And I came to on my dad's birthday, which was July 25th, thinking it was Christmas. I had to put college off for a year, which they were encouraging me to do anyways, but I was being stubborn and didn't really want to. Went through Rush, joined a sorority, did chemo down in Tuscaloosa. St. Jude would send all my chemo down to the cancer wing at the hospital. This past December, I've been 6 years out of chemo, or 6 years in remission. They say you're done, you're cured, it's gone. There's like a 99.9% chance it's not coming back. It made me grow up a lot. in so many ways, and you can't sweat the small stuff. The fact that my grandfather passed away from cancer, my grandmother is a breast cancer survivor, I'm a survivor, and a good close family friend of mine actually just passed away today from cancer that spread throughout her body. Life's too short, and when you want something, you go after it and you don't let it go, because you never know when you're going to have the chance, or you're going to have that chance again. And so I want to honor and all the people who have fought and lost, and who have fought and are still fighting and have won, or are winning the fight right now.